With a rasp rivaling the rusty engine of rural machinery, I told him where he could stick that job. You can stick that job where no one can ever find it. You can stick that job and hopefully lose it. You can stick that job up your dirty dump hole, your shit-making sewage pipe, your filth-producing mute mouth, your putrid stagnant wormhole. You can stick that job to the thruster jets of a shuttle in the next space program. You can stick that job in the holy shoe of a suicide bomber's only mission. You can stick that job to the inside of a Macintosh pocket owned by a previously convicted pervert, where it drowns in the stains of shame in the face of the general public. You can stick that job in the eye of the Buddhist that never keeps peace, but sets himself on fire for release, that burns the temple down with it. You can stick that job to the pus-seeping wound of a burns victim, till it disappears under the scars of repair and skin grafting. You can stick that job in a bin liner, beat it with a baseball bat, and when the crying stops, throw it from the riverbank. You can stick that job to the shaven head of a emancipated Jew, wary for his shower by choice at gunpoint in 1942. You can stick that job to the bloody flap of brain that dangles from the back to the left of John F. Kennedy's head. You can stick that job to the fuselage of a hijacked plane, blind-eyed by the US government as it diverts into the water cooler of an unscheduled stop. You can stick that job to 1,000 hungry mouths that swat flies and kiss death for the cameras between our comic relief. You can stick that job to the somnolent greasy seal that soaks in the oil spill as the shares fall to an all-time low. You can stick that job to the dirty stones that carry the blood of genocide and the scent of supermodels that die. You can stick that job to the selfish warmonger that takes millions of lives, then uses memoirs of lies to redeem himself in the public's eyes. You can stick that job to the mysterious torpedo that sinks a submarine that belongs to nobody, yet it becomes the catalyst for a potential war on a notice board in a local supermarket. You can stick that job until the ink fades and no one can read it. You can stick that job on a notice board of a local supermarket till the ink fades and no one can read it. You stick that job on a notice board at a local supermarket till the ink fades and no one can read it. You stick that job to the notice board of a local supermarket till the ink fades and no one can read it. Thank you very much. Thanks guys, you've been great. Cheers.